guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing and doing my eyebrows using the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Brow Palette. This little baby is awesome, and you guys know that I love the Makeup Forever Aqua Brow. It is like my holy grail brow product. So when I found out that Makeup Forever was releasing this little Pro Sculpting Brow Palette, I had to get my hands on it. If you like this video while you're watching, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that little red subscribe button down below. I post weekly videos. They do have varying degrees and shades to encompass and incorporate different brow colors and skin tones, and it was just released recently, so you should be able to get your hands on it in any Sephora or Makeup Forever store. And what I love about it is that you get 3 brow shades within each palette, plus you also get a wax and a highlight brow color to just really sculpt and define your brows once you are finished, set, and ready to go. Now, for any of you out there that feel a little challenged with brows, if you're not sure how to do them yourself, I am going to walk you through how I do mine, or how I recommend doing them in general, in just a moment. Now, on the inside of this kit, you'll also get a little brush. This has a flat angle brush on it to help you apply product to your brow, and you also have a spoolie to fluff everything in. While the angle brush I love to use for the gel and the highlight, I do not use it to apply the actual brow product. It's really handy to have this to put in, like, bring with you on the go, especially for travel, or if you just want to throw it into your purse, which is great. However, I don't like mixing brushes that have been just in a wax-based or creamy-based formula product, so I use a separate flat angle brush with this product or palette. That is my preference. You don't have to do that, but just so you know, I will use a separate brush for this. So you can see that my brows are quite small. This is due to a lot of overplucking in my teens and early 20s, so they are pretty petite, and I really need something that's going to fill them in properly. I'm going to take the little brush that it came with to start, and I'm just going to dip the angled brush into the gel portion there, and I'm just going to comb it through the end of my brow, just because I want the brow product to make sure it stays in place, number one. And anytime you set down with a gel, the product will also become a little bit darker, and I want to make sure that I get a little bit more shaping in this area, just because I have no brow there, basically. To sort of push it in the way that my hair naturally sort of grows, so I'm doing an upwards and outwards motion with that. And then using what is left on the brush, which is not much, I'm just going to lightly fluff it into the front part of my brow. Then, just to make sure that all the product is really nicely smooth, I'm going to take the spoolie end and I'm just going to run it through my brow. I'm going to take the medium color here. I'm just going to shape the bottom part of my brow just to make sure I've got that really nice clean line going from the bottom of my brow to my arc. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to lightly fluff upwards with the product that I've placed on that line. Just gently fluffing it the way that my hair naturally grows in my brow. And then taking that same brow color, what I like to do is now lightly trace over top from this portion of my brow that I can still see has nice shape from having hair left that I didn't pluck. And I like to connect it to the back end, making a slight arc to the back of my eyebrow. And then I just like to fluff again the hairs up towards that line, and also bring the product downward. So I kind of fluff it back and forth just to make sure it looks its most natural. And then as I get near the end here, you can see the product's upward a little bit, which I can clean up afterwards. But I just like to turn my brush and drawing it down the tail of my eyebrow. Now, going in with the darkest color, I'm going to focus on the tail end of my brow now. I'm going to deepen the color here that has no hair where we applied some of that gel, and I'm just going to deepen it slightly. And then I'm going to connect it by, again, dragging it down the tail of the eyebrow to sort of where the hairs end naturally, just to, again, give some shape to my brow. So the darkest shade is always where you want to use, where you'd like it to be on the most sparse parts of your brow, just to get that seamless blending and looks like it goes in with the rest of the brow that you've got. And just to make sure that the products run through there smoothly, I'm going to take a spoolie and I'm going to run it through the brow hairs. And then taking my small angle brush, I'm going to dip into the very lightest color at the front of the palette, and I'm going to take the brush and, having it face downward, I'm going to flick hairs upward to make it look like it's the front of my brow and nice and natural. because our hairs sort of naturally fade towards the front. So you do want hairs there, but you want to keep it nice and light. And again, this is just to make sure like your brows don't look like they're kind of dipping inward and giving you like an angry brow. Just some light gentle strokes to make it look like natural hairlines. And then I like to put it on its side again with that lightest product and then just flick it into the brow once more over the entire thing. Now we're going to go back in with the spoolie and the angled brush that came with the palette. And I'm going to dip into this flesh tone sort of highlight color here. I'm going to clean up the lines just to make sure everything looks nice and precise. And it looks pretty good on most of the brow, but I always like cleaning up a little bit under the arc. So I'm just going to lightly fluff a little bit of that product or highlight under there. And then nothing to me works better than a finger. So I like to just smooth the product out a little bit with my finger. And I'm also just going to touch up the top part here because you can see I kind of veered off course, if you will, at the very top corner here. And then drag it downward on the outside. And again, use my finger, just blend it and keep everything a little bit more natural looking. So here are the brows all completed. So you can see they have a really nice shape, but it's natural looking. You haven't got like the Instagram brow thing happening. If you are someone that is missing a lot of hairs though, or if you are someone that likes more of a structured brow, then I would consider probably going with more of a cream based product. It does a fantastic job and you can still get a really beautiful, nice, subtle, natural looking brow that frames your shape really nicely and doesn't look like it's been completely marked into your face. So I really, really like this product. If you like this video while you're watching, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that little red subscribe button down below. Please also don't forget to come hang out with me on all of my social channels. I will link all of those down below for you guys so we can hang out with one another off YouTube as well.